Hey, Allison. Hey everyone, I am Nate and welcome back to Planet 1UP. In today's video, I am going to be doing 8-minute facts all about Thor because he's a hunk and why not? I haven't read these facts yet. I've seen one of the words put into the third fact and I know that I'm going to trip and fail horribly when it comes to pronouncing this term. 3, 2, 1. Superman once lifted Mjolnir not because he was worthy, but because Odin was like, yeah, okay, you can hold it for a little bit. In the comics, Tony Stark once made a cyborg clone of Thor called Ragnarok using a piece of Thor's hair he just had lying around because he molts and doesn't brush properly, doesn't use anti-dandruff shampoo. Thor has a magical belt called Megging Joro, or the Belt of Strength, which doubles Thor's strength. Why can't you just have that? Thor's character first appeared in Marvel's Journey into Mystery number 83 in August 1962. I've been told that Thor Ragnarok is the best film in the MCU, even though I haven't seen it yet. Please don't at me, I bruise delicately like a peach. According to Norse mythology, Thor and his fellow gods are granted immortality by eating magic Asgardian apples. The Asgardian superhero was created by plotter Stan Lee, scripted Larry Labia, almost like Bieber, and penciler Jack Kirby. The superhero is based on Thor of Norse mythology. The Asgardian god of thunder, Thor is the son of Odin Allfather and Jord, the spirit of the earth. Thor is physically the strongest of all the Asgardians. Thor's weapon Mjolnir was forged in the heart of a dying star. It's said that dying stars produce a super dense matter nicknamed neutronium with a single teaspoon of this stuff weighing billions of tons. Loki is the adopted brother and arch enemy of Thor. He is based on the being of the same name from Norse mythology. Loki once pranked Thor by transforming him into an actual frog. He had all of his powers but was a frog. Beta Ray Bill is an alien called Carbonite, who once fought Thor and managed to grab Mjolnir, which deemed him worthy. Odin had them fight to see who got to keep the hammer. Bill won but refused to kill Thor, so Odin gave Mjolnir back to his son and had a new hammer called Stormbreaker made for Bill. Bill spends most of his time kicking butt in space and looking like a weird alien cosplaying as Thor. In the MCU, however, Stormbreaker was crafted by Thor himself and used Groot's arm as a handle. I am Groot. Asgardian flesh and bone are 3 times denser than that of human. What about brains? That's why they seem to have superhuman strength and weight. Loki has used his magic to enable him to endure fatal injuries with pretty much no effect to himself. In fact, Loki is so good at spells and magic that he has been able to magically reattach his head to his body. Nice. Okay, in Thor Ragnarok, apparently, the artificial trash planet is called Sakaar. The villain in Ragnarok was Hela Odin's Dottir, the goddess of death and former executioner of Asgard. When Thor, oh spoilers guys, I haven't seen it. When Thor, Bruce Banner and Valkyrie were assembled to escape Sakaar to defeat Hela, they coined themselves as the Revengers. The Revengers escaped Sakaar by going through a giant wormhole called the Devil's Anus. There is an alternate universe comic series where Loki introduced a zombie apocalypse during World War II. In the universe, Odin goes to investigate and is bitten by a zombie. Because Odin shares a magical lifeblood with all Asgardians, they all turned into zombies. I hate zombies. It says cool, so cool, but also I hate zombies. They scare me. I have nightmares. Iron Man once fought Thor using his Model 23 suit, appropriately called Thor Buster Armor. This suit used an Asgardian crystal to power it, and was based on Thor's enemy, the Destroyer. The Destroyer is an enchanted Asgardian automaton used mostly to guard Odin's vault, but will do whatever its master tells it to do without question. The magical power that the Destroyer and Odin used is called Odin Force. To recharge Odin Force power, Odin falls into Odin Sleep, leaving him vulnerable in the... It's so dumb. Odin Sleep, sorry. In the comics, Frigga isn't actually Thor's mother, and his real mother is Gaia, otherwise known as Mother Nature. This introduces Thor's half-brother named Atum. One of Atum's abilities is he can consume gods that he kills and absorbs their powers. Neat party trick. All Asgardians have a resistance to magic. Thor's power comes from the hammer itself. Thor doesn't properly fly at all. He simply throws the hammer with super strength and holds onto it to fly in the direction it went. yeet stick. Sorry. In 2014, Thor came back like he never had before. He came back as a woman. This was part of Marvel striving to bring more diversity to their comics. They kept the lid on the female Thor's true identity for half a year before revealing that it was actually Jane Foster. In the comic, the original Sin number 7, Nick Fury whispers in Thor's ear and he was suddenly no longer worthy to wield his hammer. Maybe it was a naughty thought. Jane Foster managed to pick it up and, after years of watching Thor use it, knew exactly what to do. Before being deemed worthy enough to use Mjolnir, Thor wielded Jarnborn, a giant indestructible axe with the power to deflect energy blasts and cut through almost anything, which unfortunately included his own arm. Haha, ga! For the film, 30 hammers were made of various weights and materials. Some of them were soft for stunts and some even lit up. Neat. I think I saw that at Big W. In Avengers Endgame, thick Thor's belly was a prosthetic suit that weighed around 40 kilograms. Mjolnir can actually raise people from the dead, and when thrown will return to the exact same spot. By stamping Mjolnir's handle on the ground twice, the wielder can summon wind, lightning, and rain. Thor has 2 pet goats, Tooth Gnasher and Tooth Grinder, who are able to fly and pull the god of thunder along in a chariot. The final choice for who to cast as Thor came down to either Hemsworth, Chris, or Liam. Hey, dispute against brothers, just like Loki and Thor. Loki was once magically imprisoned in a tree by Odin for being naughty. The naughty corner is a tree? Okay. The first actor who portrayed Thor is Eric Allen Kramer. In the television movie The Incredible Hulk returns in 1988. In the comics, Thor's true identity was Donald Blake. Thor could reverse from Blake to Thor and vice versa by striking the hammer once into the ground. Walt Simonson, a writer and artist of many Thor comics, had a cameo in the first Thor film. Real scientists work on the Thor movies to help with the plausibility of certain elements. Stan Lee wanted to play Odin. Cate Blanchett's character in Ragnarok is Marvel's first female movie villain. Thor is the only Marvel character besides Hulk who has had a shirtless scene in each of his MCU movies. Thursday means Thor's Day in Old English. Mjolnir was originally called URU, but when it was pointed out that Thor's hammer already had a name, Marvel decided to just make it the name of the metal that Mjolnir is made of. Thor wasn't just the first movie in the MCU to shoot in Australia, but the first in the entire Southern Hemisphere. Thor wasn't, no, just read that. Thor's hammer is actually flawed. Its handle is too short. While the dwarf called Eitri was forging the hammer, Loki turned himself into a fly and landed on his eyelid. Eitri quickly lifted his hand to sweep the fly away, distracting him from his forging. This causes the defect of the handle being too short. It is said that Thor actually has red hair and not a red beard instead of his luscious blonde hair in the movies. There was a scene in the first Avengers where Thor and Loki are fighting, and Loki's actor Tom Hiddleston took a real hit from Chris Hemsworth because he wanted the fight to look good. The hit dropped Hiddleston to the ground, so he actually took a hit like a champion. What a lad! And I think he also did it in Ragnarok as well, as I remember in one YouTube video. Thor's hammer once had an enchantment that would not allow it. Thor's hammer once had an enchantment that would not allow it to be out of physical contact from Thor for more than 60 seconds. With this enchantment, anyone wielding Mjolnir other than Thor after the 60 seconds was spontaneously revert back to their mortal selves. That second last one, 806. Hey, Allison. With Thor for more. Oh my god. With Thor for more. Oh, I can feel my face cramping while I try and say that, the collective of words. What did you think? Did you know any of these facts? Did you know all of them? Do you think Chris Hemsworth is hot? Let us know in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure you like, as well as subscribe and hit the bell icon just down here so you're notified when we upload more videos just like this one. I'm Nate, this is Planet One Up, and we'll see you all next time. Bye. If you enjoyed this video, you might want to check out these, as well as head on over to the channel to subscribe and follow us on Instagram. Just go now. Go do it. Net, please. I'd really like you to.